let's move on to the Detroit Pistons. Any hope on the horizon? Finally snapping their 28 game losing streak, right? Like they thought they had it against the Boston Celtics up 21, blew that game. And maybe they got a little help, especially with the trade that I'm going to talk about after this. A little help from the Toronto Raptors trading OG Anunoby and others, Malachi Flynn and Precious Achua. Maybe that helped because they finally got the win here tonight, winning 129-127 against the Toronto Raptors, snapping their 28 game losing streak, which everybody was making a big deal out of. And I'm just like, and people around the league have said, hey, Monty Williams is a bad coach and stuff like that. And I'm like, and not playing Jaden Ivey and all this other stuff. And I'm like, that has to be an organizational thing. Because no way that the management organization is going to sit there and say Jaden Ivey shouldn't be playing. That they only stepped in recently after all these games, 28-game losing streak, in the midst of this, and not have Jaden Ivey on the floor. They were playing Killian Hayes, wearing lineups, especially with the double bigs. All the stuff happening in Detroit, and I'm like, only now they're stepping in. But Detroit has been playing hard basketball, and in terms of tough basketball. And then in terms of being 2-13, they recently just got a win here today, but 2-13 in games decided by 5 points or less, they're in ball games. So it's just figuring out as a young team, trying to figure out how to close, not work these dumbass lineups, and hopefully the Detroit Pistons are turning the corner here because losing 28 games in a row. I remember the Celtics losing, 18 in a row? Or, I believe it was 18 in a row in the 2007 season. I remember that. That was miserable. I watched every game. It was tough. So, to see the Detroit Pistons finally get a win, that's good for them. Wingstop was handing out 5 free wings if they won a game and stuff like that. They have to do promotions like that and stuff like that. That's tough for the city of Detroit, and they deserve better because, especially with the Bad Boys, and then you have the 2004 team and those constant Eastern Conference Finals appearances. It's a long way removed from that. And the last playoff appearance was with Blake Griffin. I believe that was 2015. But it's just – that's tough, man. Detroit, they deserve better. I like a lot of guys on their team. One of the Thompson twins, I always mess up their names. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey. So there's guys that I like on the team, and I feel like they have a nice young nucleus. And I had them kind of sneaking for a playing spot. I thought they were going to be in position to battle for that, especially with the play last year. And then seeing Cade Cunningham coming back from injury, I thought that was going to be a boost. And he's been playing really well for them over the last 6 games, 32.5 points per game and nearly 10 assists. So seeing your guy being the number one, trying to will this team to at least a win, that's tough, man. And it's just I'm just happy that they got a win because it's like they got that out the way. And hopefully that doesn't start another crazy streak. They go on another 28-game losing streak. Hopefully that doesn't happen for the Detroit Pistons. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And hopefully they're able to string some wins, maybe lose 5 here, win a game here, and get out of that worst record territory. Get to at least 18 wins or 15, 18 wins. Please do it. Please. That's all we're asking for as NBA fans. I don't want the stench of the Detroit Pistons to be, and especially with Cade Cunningham and just all that losing and stuff like that. Nah, he doesn't deserve that. He's playing his heart out. Those guys are playing tough, and especially in close games. Hopefully they're able to figure out in close games. They're playing Jaden Ivey more. Hopefully they're heading in the right direction. We'll see what happens with Isaiah Stewart. People have been floating him to the Celtics, floating him to OKC, other teams like that. So going to be interested to see where the Detroit Pistons go, and hopefully it's on the up. Obviously, probably going to be tanking for a lottery spot, but they can be better than what they are.